The most cursed, unfortunate Loyalist chapter still active in the Imperium. The Lamenters were founded in the 21st Cursed Founding. This founding was initiated by the Adeptus Mechanicus with the intention of improving upon the gene seed of the Space Marines. While the Lamenters were cured of the red thirst and black rage of their Blood Angel successor brothers, they developed a deep depression, perhaps due to their misfortune. That they didn't have the curses afflicting their Blood Angel brothers was irrelevant to other chapters, who viewed them with the same mistrust as if they did. In the 37th millennium, some other chapters of the 21st Founding would secede from the Imperium, prompting further distrust of all 21st Founding chapters, Loyalist or not. The Lamenters would, during this time, travel to the fringes of the Imperium to avoid conflict with other chapters, beginning a successful crusade on the fringes where they developed a reputation for aiding Imperial worlds under threat. They were recalled by the High Lords of Terror to protect against incursions from the Eye of Terror. But while they were crusading, dark rumors and untruths were spread of the chapter, coming to a head during the Siege of Corellia. While preparing to defend the planet from the Black Legion, the superstitious Mortifactors chapter abandoned the planet, refusing to fight alongside the Lamenters. Because of the weakened defenses, the Lamenters suffered heavy casualties, being reduced to around 200 Marines by the time they were bolstered by White Scar and Ultramarine forces. Their fortune worsened still when their fleet was soon lost in a warp storm, fighting back to the Segmentum Solar from the outer void over the course of 100 years. By M41, they managed to regain full strength and were operating as a crusading chapter when they were called upon to defend the Maelstrom Zone alongside the Executioners, Astral Claws, and the Mantis Warriors. These allies were more than willing to aid the Lamenters chapter in rebuilding and treated them with a level of respect and honor they'd become alienated to from the rest of the Imperium. But this closeness with the Astral Claws was to be their downfall when the Bardab War broke out. In the Bardab War, the Astral Claws under Luft Huron became corrupted and were declared excommunicate traitores. Their allies surrounding the Maelstrom were swayed to fight alongside the Astral Claws, believing they were defending the Adeptus Astartes autonomy from corrupt Imperial officials. The Bardab War would be long and bloody with many losses on both sides, but the Lamenters became engaged with the revered and feared Minotaur Legion, who broke their resolve, threatening to destroy their battle barge with the Lamenters gene seed and recovering Marines. The Lamenters surrendered and after the war were brought to trial where they were sentenced to a 100-year penitent crusade, since their rebellion was not due to corruption or chaos, but by what they believed was best for the Imperium. Their misfortune followed them on the penitent crusade, however, as they found themselves on the path of Hive Fleet Kraken. The desperate actions of the Lamenters managed to slow the advance of this Tyrannid force, but resulted in heavy losses. In one engagement, they performed a heroic last stand to enable the Imperial citizens of a planet to escape, but by the end of these series of battles, the Lamenters had been reduced to around 3 companies of Marines. Currently, the Lamenters are nearing the end of their crusade and thus will be able to replenish their numbers soon, but whether they can survive a large Tyrannid assault remains to be seen.